I'm going to share with you some of my ideas about stretching and movement, some of the things that I like to do. We got Roscoe here with me. He's relaxing. And before we get started here, just want to say I'm not a yoga guy. I'm a student of movement. I'm a student of the human body, my human body. And so I recognize good teachers when I come across them, pay proper respect to different sources of information. However, there's really no rules to any of this, and we do not need to be limited by labels. Obviously, you'll see these movements in yoga systems. You can call it stretching, and it's all of those things, but really it's just about exploration of movement. My personal foundation all comes from the traditional martial arts, the Chinese martial arts. So everything I've done from that point on is really just a different expression of that fundamental principle. And so there's definitely lots of techniques. You definitely can study with yoga teachers and yoga purists who will have insights into this movement that you're not going to get from me. However, in my experience, I've been able to make very fast progress. I'm 46 years old, and when I was starting in martial arts, when I was 12 years old, I was stretching, and I became quite flexible. Not in all ranges, but in a lot of ranges. And I moved away from stretching actively for a good period of time in my adult life, and a lot of travel, lower back discomfort, and so started paying closer attention to stretching, studying different forms of yoga, and then ultimately just focusing on things that I can do myself at home or in a hotel or wherever I happen to be. And so I'm using these blocks here. There's 4 of them. Okay, they're basically yoga blocks. And again, I've done some instruction and demonstration on this movement, so I'm going to use the same movement, but I want to show you some new progressions. This is what is typically going to be called a deep runner's stretch or deep runner's lunge. Okay, so I'm going to start from all 4s, hands and knees, and then you're going to push the hips up and back here. This is how I like to do it. Okay, so just kind of start from here, balls of the feet, push the hips up and back. And again, we're not getting real precise at this point in time. You're just relaxing your neck, looking back at your feet. Loosen how you feel you need to. Okay, just kind of back and forth, loosen it up. Okay, when you're ready to begin, you kind of come to the center position. You're going to lift one leg up. So I'm going to show with my right leg. I'm going to lift the right leg up, and I'm going to lift it up really as high as I can comfortably lift it. When I get to the apex from there, I'm going to stride through with my right foot, so my right foot is on the outside of my hand. So I'm going to actually stride into a deep kind of lunge position here. Okay, now I have these 4 blocks position. I'm going to use these, and we're all at different levels, but what I'm looking to do here is just a couple key things. I'm looking to have my shoulders and my hips square. So I want everything facing the same direction. If I am aware of that midline of my body, it's even on both sides of that midline. Okay, so in the hips and in the shoulders, I'm facing forward. I'm not favoring one side. Okay, so that's kind of the first point. The foot placement, it's going to be where it's comfortable. You don't want to have any strain on the knee, so I have it here. This feels good. You may need it here. You have to, again, feel, pay attention what your body is telling you. Okay, have a good alignment. Now, the next goal is I want to have my body long and flat. I don't want to be rounding. I want to think more of reaching through the chest and even through the top of the head, kind of blasting off into space here. Okay, so I want to have that forward, and I want to have the two shoulders and the two hips square. And now you're in it. You're already in it. And then from here, it's about keeping alignment. It's about breathing. Breathing is the gateway. And through the breath, we are able to relax. As soon as you have tension, that response, it's just creating a negative vibe in your body. You can just look at it that way. Okay, there's a lot of physiological things going on, sympathetic, parasympathetic, everything's influenced via the breath and via your mindset or your concentration. And so you need that to work together. So I'm breathing, I'm extending, my body is forward. Okay, now I'm in it. And then from here, the goal is to not violate those things. So in other words, keep the square at the hips and the shoulders. Don't cheat from that. Keep breathing. Don't cheat from that. And keep your body long. Don't cheat from that. Don't break one rule to get something else, because now you're doing it wrong. And you don't do it wrong. You always do it right. That's the point. You always do it right. So I get my alignment, and now I relax into it, and I keep my mental focus on my breathing. Okay? And you have an easy, and I'm going to go a little faster than normal here, because I'm not, if you're really doing it, you might sit here for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Not all the time, but on occasion. And you're getting really deep into that connective tissue when you start holding it for longer periods of time. And now, that's one method of stretching. It's not the only, and it's not always the appropriate form of flexibility. Sometimes a more dynamic flexibility is more appropriate, such as when you're warming up. But you should also not discount these static holds, these long holds, because there's value in that as well, in especially getting into the connective tissue, learning to really relax your body. Okay, so from here, I'm going to just move and show you how I like to do things. So I'm going to go to 2 now. Okay, and again, I've shown a lot of this before, but I'm going to show you some further progressions. Okay, and again, now you can use this different ways. So I can put it here and try to get my body. All the while I'm trying to lengthen. So I can put this under my navel, for example. And why am I using the block is because I want to be able to rest on it. I want to be able to relax. And when you can relax your mind, you relax your body, that's when your body really takes to it. It's not fighting. And so it's getting extremely deep into the rear hip flexor here. All the while, this rear leg, I'm moving it back. I'm looking to push it back and keep that length. Okay, so here, and again, we can gradually, now I try to go a little deeper. A little bit of rounding here in this position is okay, in the upper back. Okay, you can relax into it here, but the general attitude is still forward. You can relax the head here and kind of round. That's perfectly okay. I don't want to have tension in the neck here, but the point is I'm not collapsing through the core. Okay, you see, I'm using this block so that I can extend my abdominal core and keep it engaged is the word to use. I don't want to say tight or tense. You're not squeezing or using unnecessary tension. You're simply holding the position. Okay, and again, so I can go deeper and deeper. Now this block, at this point, I'm not even using it. Okay, I can lower this block. Okay, so now I'm getting really deep. Now, to make more space, I'm moving that rear leg back. So I'm going to move this back to make more space. Now you see I'm dropping. Okay, now there's a few things I like to do here. Now I can get this out for now. I don't need that. Okay, now from here, there's a few things I like to do. One is I can roll onto this outside foot here. So I'm going onto the side of the foot, and I'm letting that same knee here fall out to the side. Okay, now you see that, and again, I'm going to push this rear leg back. Let me move that out of the way so you can see better. I'm going to push this leg back and get, okay, so this allows me to even, I want to relax. So yeah, there we go. I can relax here. You see how close my body is getting to the ground here. Okay, so I'm falling into it. And it actually feels really good. I'm relaxed. I mean, there's pressure. I feel what's going on, but I'm not fighting it. I'm not resisting it. I'm breathing. So your mind needs to be there without being in your mind. Okay, you don't want to be stuck in your mind either. Okay, you're in your body is what you are, but your mind is present. So it's a unity. There's not a separation. It's a unity. You're aware. Okay, so you see that I'm progressing as we go. I'm progressing in my range. Okay, now if you don't like this position, I can actually also come back to a flat foot. And so I'm still getting really deep here. Move that rear leg back. You see that my body is not quite there. I haven't mastered it. I'm still young in this, but I'm growing in it, as you can see. So, okay, so now another thing I like to do is I'll take this arm. So I have my right foot forward, same side arm. I'll reach it around to the outside. So I'll go inside and hook it around the outside. And now I'll use this lever, use a little bit of my upper body strength here because I'm warm, and I can pull. You see, I'm pulling myself. Oh, okay, so here, oh, this feels so very good, yes. Okay, so I have to breathe. I don't have to overdo it. Now, if I'm using too much force, I can release. Yeah, you see, now I'm relaxing. So here's some progressions. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go to the speed that I just showed you. I'm saying that 46 years old, okay, I'm progressing in my flexibility. Now, I certainly want to come back, and I need to do the other side here. So you got to balance, okay? So I'm going to kind of come back and just shake it and loosen it. Okay, and again, I'm going to kind of loosen my hips up, and then I would want to work that other side. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole routine for you, but I want to make sure I point that out to you that obviously you need to create balance. Again, I'm going to come up. Again, look, focus on the shoulders and hips being even. And again, okay, so I can kind of start the process over from here. I'll get set up, let my body ease into it. We don't rush things. But with practice, you can learn to relax sooner. That's another thing, is you can turn off that part of your mind, okay, and body, because of the influence. The mind influences the body. You can learn to identify and kind of disengage, okay? And so it's a skill, like everything is a skill. And with more practice, you can get to that upper level of your abilities faster. And you learn to make it automatic. That's always ultimately going to be, I think, part of the goal, because it has to be sustainable. You have to be able to use it and have it when you need it. You know, if you just can do it in a competition or in a gym, you know, then that's great, but you need to be able to use the skills for your life. It's called learning. So it's a different form of learning. It's a different form of intelligence. It's a body-mind intelligence. You see. So even this side, even though I've been spending longer on the other side, this side already has that sympathetic, because I already did it. So the motor neurons are recognizing it. It's obviously an oversimplification. I'm not giving you lecture on the nervous system or hormonal system at this point, but the point is that the body knows. That's really what I'm saying. The body knows. Well, I told you I wasn't going to show you the whole thing, but I'm so much into it, I don't really want to stop to turn off the camera, so. Roscoe, what's up, guy? So that's good. And there's a lot of other things we can do here. I'm going to come back and spend more time doing some other video clips and tutorial stuff and just sharing with you. Can't do it all in one long clip. It's not the Truman Show. What do you think about it? Yeah, I think so too. Yes, exactly. So from here, I'm going to be winding this down pretty soon, but you get a better angle here as you can just come around. Once you're warm and you start getting into this deeper range, like where I'm starting to explore now, if you're still up here, you don't need to worry about that technique right now, okay? You can kind of play around with just, you know, foot and knee move together, okay? Just let it all move together. It goes that way, okay? If you let it, just don't force anything. You can just play with that and work with, again, the blocks, stacking up as high as you need to, okay? You can play with, you're putting them under your body maybe. You play with, maybe you're putting it on your forehead or your chest. And you can stack it this way if you need it a little. Oh, there we go. You see? Oh, yeah, I can rest here. So we play with that, you know. And then we start getting down in these ranges. Now we can start using leverage a little bit more. And kind of here, okay, so I can pull myself. And again, that rear leg, okay, because I don't want to start twisting, right? That's something different. If it's intentional, great. But I'm not trying to twist. I'm keeping still that. I'm looking to keep the hips facing. Both hips facing the floor, facing forward. So I have to kind of pull this side of my body down and drop this side down, see, without rotating. Again. Okay, so that's kind of the idea. It's going to become already an extensive video. So if you made it through, congratulations. If you're normally, I would follow that up with some other, maybe down the road I'll show you some of my routines. But my interest right now is kind of sharing some lessons and teaching those who want to learn. All right? So any questions about that, comment. Any yoga teachers that have some insight, by all means, you're all welcome.